Growing up, I was always more a Call of Duty fan versus a Battlefield fan. I never got into the Battlefield games, at least not the multiplayer. I played a lot of Bad Company 1 and 2 growing up, but it was really just the campaigns that I would play back to back because they were so much fun for me. It wasn't until last year that I finally started playing Battlefield 4, and I could totally understand the hype around that game at least. Yes, Battlefield 4 had a very rocky start when it first came out, but if you go play that game now, it's incredible. I love Battlefield 4. I've been having an amazing time with it. So to see that Battlefield 2042, the most recent Battlefield game, has been absolute shit in every sense of the word, it's just sad to see because this was a franchise that was once really highly regarded, and honestly, it's hard to see if Battlefield can even make a comeback from this. But as sad as it is to witness just the tragic downfall of Battlefield and what's been a horrible game in 2042, I have to be honest, I'm also happy about it because it goes to show that gamers and consumers, they're not going to be putting up with the bullshit of AAA gaming for much longer, and I'm happy to see that. Now, as negative as that might have sounded, as toxic as I might have made myself look, I'm gonna be real with you, I don't care. Because Battlefield 2042 just goes to show that DICE, especially DICE and EA, they don't care about the fans. They don't know what they're doing with Battlefield, and they don't deserve to be taking over this franchise anymore. Look, I'm gonna be real with you, I haven't been a long-time Battlefield fan. I said it in the opener, I barely got into Battlefield 4 last year, but somebody who at least grew up seeing the hype around these games, I'd like to think that I know what a good Battlefield game looks like. And playing Battlefield 4 has shown me that DICE is at the very least capable of turning a game around and making it a great game. Because Battlefield 4, despite the rocky launch that it had, despite the very divisive and disappointing launch that it had, to be fair, when it first came out, if you look at that game now, DICE completely turned it around, and now it's one of the best games in the entire Battlefield franchise, and most people would agree with that. And honestly, I think that DICE just needs to get their shit together because it's clear they don't know what they're doing with Battlefield anymore, and it's clear they don't care. And I was one of the people that was actually hyped about Battlefield 2042 as well. When the trailer started coming out for this game, I was so excited. I was trying to get my friends excited so I wouldn't be the only one playing it. And for me, it felt perfect because that was right around the time that I was really getting into Battlefield 4 as well. So to be getting into that game, really enjoying it, seeing the hype around Battlefield games that I had missed out on for so many years and understanding it, it was a perfect time for me to get hyped about the next game because it looked really good. And I thought this is going to be great for me because I'm going to be able to go back and play Battlefield games that I've missed out on over the years, and I could get my friends on board as well, and we could just have a great time. But thank God, none of us bought 2042 because it's clear that this game is absolute shit in every sense of the word. And it's just tragic to see because growing up, I was always more, a Call of Duty fan, but I would always see the hype around Battlefield games. And when both of these franchises were at the peak of their powers, the peak of their popularity, it was fun to see the feud between them because yes, even though most people would just get toxic and really annoying about it, some people on the internet made content about it and they made it fun. It was cool to see Battlefield succeed, or it was cool for Battlefield fans to see Call of Duty succeed, and there was a lot of people that were just enjoying both franchises at the same time, and those people were eating really good because they had great games for years, and they had games that had really a lot of variety in their gameplay because it's obvious that Battlefield plays nothing like Call of Duty. And I think that's one of the biggest reasons why 2042 has been such a failure too. Because the game tried implementing things into the gameplay, into Battlefield, that simply just isn't Battlefield. And as somebody, again, I'm a new Battlefield fan, right? I'm a newer one, but even I could tell you that a lot of the things in 2042 just aren't Battlefield. That isn't what the game is. It goes against what the game has always tried to, push and emphasize, which is that team play. The fact that you are literally in a battlefield and your decisions matter. Everything that you do actually has a purpose, or at least it should, whether it's to survive or to help the team, whatever it might be. Battlefield games have always just emphasized player choice and player agency. So for 2042 to come in and it introduces things like Specialist that nobody asked for, nobody that's been a long-time Battlefield fan wanted Specialist in 2042, and the trailers, they weren't really showing that was going to happen. The trailers were fooling people and actually showing, or at least trying to show, that 2042 was going to be able to recapture the magic of Battlefield 3, Battlefield 4, and just be able to, let you relive and make new epic moments like that. But that wasn't the case. And 2042 introducing things like Specialist, I honestly don't know all the game decisions that have been made in 2042 that make it so different than, OG Battlefield games that are so great. But just from what I've seen in the gameplay, man, 2042 doesn't look fun. It doesn't look like it's a good game. The maps have so much open areas that are just completely dead and just completely open, and they leave you totally vulnerable to being attacked from any direction. That's not what Battlefield's been. Look at Battlefield 4. these maps in Battlefield 4, the maps have diversity in their layouts. The maps have a bunch of different lanes and areas where you can go in and grab cover. You can heal others. You can just make better decisions to help the overall experience and the overall gameplay for everybody. And 2042 doesn't have that. It tried constricting people to playing the game in certain ways with the specialists. And apart from that, the maps having the layouts that they have doesn't help the situation either. And it's just crazy to see, because I don't understand how DICE has been able to just go so far off what they once were able to do with games like Battlefield 4, games like Battlefield 1, which if you ask a lot of Battlefield fans, at least the ones that I've seen on the internet, a lot of Battlefield fans do claim that Battlefield 1 was the last great Battlefield game that they've gotten. And if you look at the gameplay, yeah, it looks like it, because even though I haven't played Battlefield 1 a lot, I do plan on getting that game, because that game looks, apart from just looking gorgeous, it looks like it's a lot of fun. It looks like the gameplay is actually engaging, and it looks like it, kind of emphasizes that thing, that feeling that I get from Battlefield 4, with the emphasis on player choice, player agency, and actually thinking about your decisions, amidst the chaos of the game. You're thinking about what you're doing because you're trying to just become a better player and just have fun. You actually have to think a little bit, it's not so mindless. Not to say that other games are mindless to insult anybody, no, but if you play Battlefield, especially a game like Battlefield 4 or Battlefield 1, it's just different because you actually have to think about what you're doing a little bit more than other shooters. And with 2042, the game didn't do that. The game literally deliberately tried to go away from that type of gameplay, from that type of game direction, and that's also one of the biggest reasons why this game has been such a failure. And it goes to show to developers, you can't chase what's popular. You can't chase the Overwatch hype. You can't chase the Warzone hype or the Fortnite hype. You have to stick to your vision. You have to stick to what's made your games so successful for years, especially if that's what the fans are telling you that's what they want. Nobody wanted Battlefield 2042 to go in this hero shooter type of direction. A lot of people, myself included, that's why one of the biggest reasons why I was so hyped for 2042 was because I, like many others, thought that it was going to be going back to the roots of Battlefield. That's what the trailers were showing us. That's what the trailers were trying to give off. At least that's what it seemed like. So to see that 2042 just deliberately went completely the opposite way, in a complete opposite direction, that doesn't help. That didn't help the game at all. And now, because of those stupid decisions made by the developers behind 2042, it's going to be interesting to see if Battlefield can even make a comeback from this, because this game has been an utter failure, a complete failure in every sense of the word. So to see what DICE or EA or whoever's going to make these decisions for Battlefield going forward, to see what they're going to do is going to be very interesting, because honestly, I don't even know if Battlefield can make a comeback from this, and it's sad to see, but it goes to show that people aren't going to be putting up with this bullshit any longer. I do hope that Battlefield 2042 can make a turnaround, because I have no problem going back to that game in a few years' time and actually admitting, hey, it's a lot better now, and it's a lot of fun. It's just a shame that it couldn't be like that when it first came out, because the game had a lot of potential, especially off of those trailers that we all got hyped for. With all that being said, let me know what you think about Battlefield's current situation, Battlefield 2042's current state, and if you personally think if the franchise can make a turnaround or not. And let me know if you're a longtime Battlefield fan or if you're new, just like me. With all that being said, thank you so much to all of you for watching this video. My name's Nico. You already know what to do. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, whatever you want to do. Again, thank you for watching, and I'll see all of you in the next one.